This is one that we've all been hoping for. This is not perfect. I would love to see the Department of Education eradicated. It should not exist. It was organized under Jimmy Carter in 1976. It was activated in 1980, and it has done nothing but destroy American education. We went from like second in the world behind like Switzerland
to the last
to like I think we're down around 43rd or 73rd or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's really bad.
But the thing is the reading, writing, and arithmetic has been going down, but their funds have been going up.
Oh, I'll come to that. Let's get to the initial blow here. This news is only about an hour old. This just happened. Like, boom, just now. U.S. Department of Education is cutting nearly 50% of its workforce, according to senior agency officials. Hundreds will be laid off starting Tuesday. In addition to those who took voluntary buyouts, this action would cut the department's workforce of about 4,100 in half. Yeah, it should be like 4 people, and all they should do is collect statistics. Today's reduction in force reflects the Department of Education's commitment to efficiency, accountability, and ensuring that resources are directed where they matter most. Right.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
This part I like. The new education secretary is none other than Linda McMahon. No?
That sounds familiar. Is she from the
Yeah, it should say, yeah, her husband is Vince McMahon.
Oh shit. All right.
So we have ourselves a genuine WWF SmackDown here.
Yeah. I believe Trump's marching orders were your job is to work yourself out of a job.
Out of a job, yes. And people panicked and they're like, oh, he'll never do that. I have 2 sisters who are in education, and they both have been in education. That's been their entire life. That's all they've ever done. I guarantee you right now, all of the feces that they are producing is in liquid form and explosive in nature.
I hope so.
Yeah.
From what you've told me about your sisters, they're a bunch of cackling bitches.
Yeah, I have a colorful family.
Yep.
Today, so the roughly 1,300 employees notified of their layoff will be terminated in 90 days. Those fired will begin teleworking starting Wednesday and go on paid administrative leave starting March 21st. They should get paid. Fuck them. According to the officials, who added that the employees will receive severance pay based on the length of their service. The cuts are in addition to the 63 probationary employees who were fired as part of a White House directive last month. The officials added more than 300 employees also took voluntary separation incentives worth up to $25,000, while about 260 accepted a deferred resignation campaign. Here is the problem that I have with this.
All right.
They have destroyed education in the United States of America. Destroyed it. They have destroyed education. They don't deserve anything. Out. Bye. Goodbye. See you later. Hey, would you like to see just how badly they have destroyed education?
Please.
In the United States of America? Hang on. I want to make this nice and big.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. This is from the Cato Institute. Where are the arrests here? Because this is the deliberate gutting of a country.
Wow. Yeah. Holy shit. Is that blue line the costs?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That is what the Department of Education has spent.
They've done fuck all.
They've done fuck all. Look at the graph again.
Wow.
Look at science. Look at that.
Math and science is a biatcha.
It is not just a flat line. They have destroyed reading and science, and math is basically hovering at minus 2% since the Department of Education kicked in.
Wow. That is fucked up.
Anybody out there who's listening to any of this who has kids and sees this, please don't go burn down school administration buildings. It is the Department of Education that you have a beef with. I would recommend that every parent in the United States of America file a lawsuit demanding that the Department of Education be closed with prejudice, which is to say, that's it. You're done. There will never be another Department of Education ever
And
again.
I think,
Look at this graph.
and then in the part of the damages could be the returning of your tax dollars because they've done nothing but squander them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have a house
at
in
this.
Berkeley, and the property taxes there are like 5,800 a month. I mean, a year. A year.
Wow. And Berkeley
Yeah.
was a lower middle class white working neighborhood when we were kids. The high school was not great, but it wasn't the worst.
Yeah. When I have that house on a double lot, that's why I'm getting hammered.
And the house in Berkeley is on a double lot?
Yeah. Double lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got a deal on that fucker.
Oh. Wow. Did not know that. Anyway, this is what the Department of Education has done for the nation. It has done literally 20% less than fuck all.
That's right. All of the fucks they've done fuck all.
No employee would still have their job if they joined a company, demanded a 200% raise, and then proceeded to do 20% less than they started out doing.
Oh my God. Now,
It's right there. This is the Cato Institute is respectable too. It's not like some off-brand survey thing.
Was the Department of Education actually started by executive order, or was it actually
Jimmy Carter, 1976?
But yeah, so it was started by executive order, so it could be shut down.
That is my understanding.
Anything
Actually,
started
I
from
can look
an
it up real
executive
quick.
order can be shut down by an executive order, correct?
Education created United States start not now. It says here that the United States Department of Education was created in 1867 by President Andrew Johnson, but it was just to gather information about schools, which is what I said that it should be. It should be a staff of like 4 people collecting statistics. This does not look correct to me at all because in 1980, the Congress elevated the department to a cabinet level agency. I feel that this information, and this is Google, so we have to take it with a grain of salt, but I feel that information is incorrect. All I know is it was officially started in 1976. Jimmy Carter did a thing, and then in 1980 it kicked in as a cabinet post, and here we are today, 20% under the weather.
Wow.
Which is, but wait, if you order now, this is the Department of Government Efficiency.
This is Doge right here.
This is what we have been spared. This is how much money they have saved just in the last 40 days.
Now, the only way we could actually zero out our national debt is every individual sucking air in this country is going to have to cough up $300,000.
No, bullshit.
I'm just saying.
We are the creditors.
No,
we are the creditors. The government.
I got
We're
it.
the lenders in this equation.
I got what you're saying. I'm just going by numbers here.
Okay.
At some point, we've had individuals behind the curtain spending money that we cannot afford. I don't know that many people who can just come out of pocket with $300K and go, I'm good.
The bank, the Fed prints money on nothing.
Correct.
That I grabbed that book from your house, the Creature from Jekyll Island. Dude, I'm only a quarter of the way through that thing right now. And the shit that was done to our nation with the creation of the Fed and a whole bunch of other things that I can't really mention here because we'll get booted off of YouTube and blah, blah, blah. Feelings will get hurt, and that's terrible, but they're real. These events actually happened. The printing of money based on nothing, a fiat currency is what that's called,
Yep.
is tantamount to massive embezzlement on an industrial scale. Basically, Washington, D.C. is a criminal syndicate, period. They've been embezzling from the American people for 120 years now. We could argue further back to the Civil War. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happened there as well.
We're
But
getting
let's just
into the
stick
tax
with
show.
let's just stick with modern times, okay? We'll do that part later. But right now, Washington, D.C. basically just embezzles from the people of the United States of America. And that whole debt clock thing where every American owes $300,000, you've got that upside down. They've taught you to think that upside down. The money came from us to begin with. Okay? We're the creditor in this situation. We're the lender. We're the ones who gave them the money to do this. They have taken our money and, like a freaking gambling addict, gone out, lost a couple of $1 trillion and come back to us and said, we need more. When we say we don't have more, they, oh, that's okay. We'll just print more.
Yep.
That's literally what's going on. That's a very good analogy. It's a gambling problem, and we're the ones footing the bill. We don't owe anybody a damn thing.
You're correct. You're correct. But here we are.
Yep.
Another thing I'd like to mention is
What?
we have been being robbed as a country by the entire earth.
Yes.
When it comes to trade.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these countries have had 300, 500, 600% tariffs on our goods. And then they get to come here and we don't tariff them back.
Canada has between 125 and 400% tariffs on a number of critical items, including dairy, metals like steel and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of other stuff. That they cried over a 25% tariff is pathetic. And when they threatened to shut off all of their trade with the United States, I just laughed. I'm like,
good.
And then a Canadian politician threatened to
Ottawa.
Was it Ottawa?
Ottawa.
That's their capital. A Canadian politician threatened to use force. And I was thinking to myself, Michigan alone has more drunk drivers with guns on a Friday night than Canada has a whole military.
Yeah, they're going to turn off the electricity and all that other bullshit.
No, they're not.
I know they're not, because they could do it, and we would be upset, and it would fuck us up for a little while,
for a couple of seconds until we redirected the grid.
Adjust, and they would never be able to sell us anything like that ever again.
Yeah,
we'd be like, oh, okay,
yeah. You starve this Europeans. We don't need them. That's right. The only thing they offer is a couple of teams to play against in the NHL. That's it. That's Canada's real. They do have the St. Lawrence Seaway, but we can get around that shit. Yeah, because we have all of our other ports.
Correct.
And I think, what do they have? Like 6 major cities in the entire continent.
They don't have a lot of people.
No.
And first of all, they're uber socialist.
They got rid of their only competent military unit.
Yeah, they got rid of the airborne because of bad behavior.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid.
Imagine paras behaving badly.
Oh, that never happens.
Go to Fayetteville, North Carolina, and see how that works out for you.
In World War II, the Canadians had a very competent fighting force. Same with World War I. Now they're pathetic.
One of the units that came to the rescue when the Marines were being pushed out of the southwest sector of what is now North Korea, one of the units that came to the rescue of our Marines was a Canadian infantry unit called the Princess Pats. The Princess Patricias. It's an unfortunate name, but they were a competent unit.
It's an unfortunate name.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
All right. All right. I'm tired of blaming on Canada.
There you go. Anyway, why were we on Canada to begin with? How did that happen?
Ah,
So over here, we've got the Government Efficiency Department. This is Agency Efficiency Leaderboard, General Services Administration, tracking progress across federal agencies. We just talked about Department of Education. Let's see what Doge has to say about them. And I have something really funny to show you later. Wall of receipts displaying 4,083 contract terminations totaling around 15 billion in savings. Bureau of Land Management, $440,000. Corporation for National and Commercial, what? Let's see, National and Community Service, $3.2 million. This list goes on and on, obviously, for 4,083 entries. This is fraud and waste and on an industrial scale. And again, this is great. This is lovely, Elon. I appreciate this. Department of Justice, where are you? Where is the FBI on this? This is obviously massive.
The FBI
criminal activity.
They're going to get their shit tossed. There's a whole bunch of agents are going to get shown the door, and rightfully so, in my opinion.
I hope so. I certainly hope so.
I mean, come on.
ATF should be disbanded. TSA should be disbanded. Patriot Act should be removed. These are all organizations and acts that we do not need, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, we can do a whole show on that.
Oh my God, yes. It's just piles and piles of criminal activity. Look at all these grants to the Department of Education. Grant terminations totaling around 15 billion in savings. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Where's our grant? We need a grant. Can we get one of these grants?
We got to write it up.
These are all Department of Education grants. What is this?
A lot of it has to do with DEI.
Wait, look, here's USAID. I'll take absolute bullshit for $800, Alex.
Now, they are throwing a shit fit, the people on the left, okay? And the reason they're doing it is they know we are now on to their secret.
Look at this. More Department of Education.
And
you're absolutely correct.
The golden cash cow that they've been milking, I would say, for probably 40 or 50 years.
Yep.
In the past decade and a half, let's say 20 years, they've been, doing it at warp speed. And they keep raising the debt limit and raising the debt limit and adding all of kinds of bullshit.
Yeah.
That's total fraud.
Yep.
I would like to see done is go back to some of these programs that are being cut, trace them back to when they were introduced into Congress and probably put in one of those omnibus bills so they could get free money and find out.
Omnibus.
Yeah, omnibus, whatever. And then the person or the senator or whoever started this bill, find out if their family got any of this money in the form of a grant or loan or what have you.
Like Chelsea Clinton did?
And burn them to the fucking ground. Yeah. She got what, 84 million or something?
Like $84 million. What's going on there? Arrests. We want to see arrests. We're fucking fed up with this.
And
this is ridiculous.
Like, they brought up the thing about Biden and all of his digital signature appeared on all of this stuff when he was out of his mind.
The auto pen signatures also turned up on a bunch of the pardons, which means every single one of those pardons is void, whether or not it actually would have been a pardon had Biden signed it.
Yeah.
And arguably anything that is a bill or legislation that was auto penned and not signed by Biden is also null and void. And again, How many arrests have we seen from that? None.
And yet,
None.
this
That
is
that big zero, that big fat zero hanging out there is our collective assholes, and the federal government is going like this.
correct.
Okay, that's what this is. Okay, that big fat zero out there is us taking it from the federal government once again. It's exactly what it is.
And
That's
one of the
insane.
reasons we're covering this, number one, there's going to be nothing but news about this moving forward for the next 2.5 years. Number two, it is so egregious, it's virtually unbelievable, but it's really happening. Number three, we want to see people get strung up for this. And I'm just waiting for the warrants to drop and people start getting indicted. I don't care if they're in the Senate. I don't care if they're representatives. If they had any hand in this fraud, waste, and abuse, charge them and let's take it to the hoop, man.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.